Nobody liked the rock. Nobody liked the rock.
Love it. Yeah, she's really cool.
The caucus meeting of November 29th, 2022 now come to order at 7:45 p.m. Present are Council President Brossard, Council members Gilchrist, Glassburn, Kelly, Limpert, and Scarl. The Mayor, Law Director, Finance Director, HR Director, Service Director, Recreation Director, and guests. If there are no additions or corrections, the caucus meeting minutes of November 15th, 2022 are approved as written. Regarding suspension, there are 4 items on the agenda being requested for suspension this evening. First is ordinance 2022-114 on second reading. Mayor Jones.
Thank you, Mr. President. This was heard in committee meetings last week, and this is regarding the professional energy conservation services and consulting to go out for proposals for this project. And we're requesting that council consider passing it under suspension tonight, so that that we can get moving and get a RFP out before the holiday season in December.
Thank you. Any objections from council to suspension? Okay. The next item being requested for suspension is ordinance 2022-115 on second reading. And Mayor Jones.
Thank you, Mr. President. This also was heard in committee meetings last week, and this is to change the rates of compensation to include a building commissioner, a master plans examiner, and a pre-treatment biosolids coordinator into our administrative code. And we're asking council to consider suspension this evening, just so that we can move forward with that, having it been heard in committee before you.
Sounds good. Any objections from council to suspension on 115? Okay. And next is ordinance 2022-118, also on second reading. Mayor.
Mr. President, this is for the demolition and removal of the house on Oring Drive that we discussed with council at the committee meetings last week. And again, just the faster that we can go out to get a contract to get this this unsafe house removed from our city, the better off our residents will be.
Thank you. Any objections from council to suspension? Okay. And last is first reading is resolution 2022-120. Mayor.
Mr. President, 120 is actually on second reading. It was heard in committee last week as well. It's regarding the construction services that we need at the rec center to build the large garage in the back of the rec center, so that we can be better prepared for when the turf is installed there. And again, just asking council to consider for suspension of the rules this evening, because the sooner that we can get that agreement signed with Anthony Barber Contracting to do the services, the quicker they could be on the ground to do that.
Great. Any objections from council to suspension on 2022-120?
I just had a clarification question,
Councilman.
Mr. President. I know when we briefed that turf, we were talking about finding out location for the gymnastics program. Can we just clarify, like, where that landed, or what challenges we had with our own support of that, or did they just find a better opportunity outside of the city?
Recreation Director Pinchak.
So Kerry Tipton, the owner of the gymnastics program, has found a location in Berea, right on Bagley Road, right behind Suds McGuire's. It's in the Powerhouse Plaza. It's over there right across from Burger King. So we absolutely tried to find a location for her in North Olmsted. The development director, Max Upton, and I sought out different resources for her, including Great Northern Mall and many of the surrounding parcels and open businesses here. It just didn't work out for her in North Olmsted. So she was able to find spots in Berea.
Thank you.
Good. Okay. Let the record reflect that Councilwoman Heeman is also present. Moving on to assigning legislation, ordinance 2022-122 will be assigned to finance, and ordinance 2022-121 will be assigned to environmental control. So that'll move us into scheduling committee meetings, with a reminder that we have a public hearing scheduled for Tuesday, December 6th at 7:35 p.m., followed by a BZD meeting at 7:40, caucus at 7:45, and council at 8 o'clock. So that said, Councilman Glasper, would you like to schedule a finance meeting?
Well, this is more of a larger concept as to when we want to actually start these budget hearings. So this is a traditional finance bill. I haven't heard any super consensus as to one direction or another from members or the administration. So I guess I'd open up for discussion as if there is a preference for during next week or the following weekend.
Any input from council on that, as far as scheduling?
Or the administration.
Yeah.
What we got next week, as you know, this is not a normal council night that we're having right now, so we have a full council meeting next Tuesday, not a committee meeting. If we were looking at doing some hearings, we could do during the middle of next week, or that following weekend is a the 10th, 11th is a in theory a possibility, but I know there's some folks who have commitments on that Saturday the 10th, and I know some folks would rather not do it during the week, so I didn't hear a consensus from folks.
Too soon for this Saturday?
I'm open if others are, but
I have to work, but you can record it, I can watch it. Not every Saturday, no, but frequently.
What is anybody else have a Saturday issue? I would probably not be able to start till 10. Is that amenable to people?
We'll give them donuts.
Typically, what, 10 to 3?
It's varied.
Yeah, it's varied. It's been,
Probably not.
it's usually been about 5 hours, 5-6 hours. And then we can have a secondary meeting.
I do want to be respectful of the folks that are not us,
Right.
as to
Sure.
their lives. Yes.
I think the administration was leaning toward the 10th versus the 3rd. We have the budget done, but we're preparing the presentation still. The administration is, and so I don't know that it'll be in books and all tidied up by then. It's a long process. So we were hoping to get that done by the weekend so that you have it for next week to look at for the week. I didn't know what was the impact of the 10th. Council couldn't do the 10th.
I mean, there were a couple of folks who told me they couldn't attend.
We superimposed the 11th Sunday.
I work the 11th.
You work the 10th also.
No, I'm not the 10th.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, so then who can't come to 10th?
I can come on the 10th, but I'll be late to the party. We have the FOP's breakfast with Santa that one.
Okay, what time's that end?
And do you play Santa?
Oh, thank you.
I'm just saying.
What time does that end?
Be well afternoon until I get out of there.
Oh.
So you guys start whenever you want to start.
Mr. Chair, I think, oh no, you're okay, right? I think only Director Upton cannot Oh, and Director Carney. So it's not gonna be as long of a Saturday as we normally have, but we'll be able to get everyone but service and,
What if we did a split of Wednesday, the evening Wednesday, the 7th to do some and do the rest on the 10th?
Yeah, I'm in favor of that.
So that if there are folks that have to do one or the other,
yeah, that would be good.
helpful? Or
That'd be helpful. Is
Doubling
Wednesday
the
okay with
pay.
you, Mayor?
No, Wednesday's not great with me, but,
Okay.
but I trust my directors to be able to present to you, you know, what they need to, and I'm comfortable with that if council's comfortable with that.
I can't attend Wednesday as well, but I am available the 12th and the 16th.
Thursday, the 8th,
16th
You
is a
work
Friday.
too much.
Thursday, the 8th.
The 8th.
a bunch of us have things on the
Okay.
Did I hear the 8th is not an option? No. Okay.
But if you record it, I'll watch it.
Okay.
Another day, you know?
Yeah, we were chatting about this before caucus even began. It's always tough this time of year to be able to get everybody on the same schedule. So I think that as long as the folks who can't make a meeting or meetings, do their due diligence as they always do, we'll be okay. So we should be able to, my suggestion would be to go the Wednesday the 7th and Saturday the 10th route, but that's entirely up to you.
Well, we don't have a very large agenda on Tuesday either, right? Not a lot on the, or is there gonna be
I thought there was some committee meetings before your council meeting.
We have a public
on
hearing.
the 6th, right?
Yeah.
So, does anybody have an idea what the 6th agenda looks like?
We have a public
I'll
hearing
have to have a
that
For the
day.
13th?
environmental control.
No, on the 6th.
No, the 13th is what I'm talking about, the Tuesday, because if we don't have an agenda, we could just do,
That'd be great.
we could do it on Tuesday.
That'd be perfect.
Mr. Chair, we can just do Saturday and Tuesday,
The 6th and 10th or 13th?
10th and 13th.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
That work, 10th and 13th, okay.
Amanda,
Every
yeah.
Tuesday this week, so.
Yeah, well, that's why I figured it's just make a long Tuesday if we have to.
That's right.
Okay,
time?
well,
Does that
I
work?
guess we'll figure it out the 13th based on what other committees need to also meet that night. Put this at the end of that.
Right,
And we can start like 11 on Saturday.
Well, there's only environmental
Maybe
control on
we'll
this
just miss
one.
like the administrative stuff.
Oh, but then there'll be stuff on the
Don't
6th.
go around me. Just
Yeah.
start when you
Well,
start.
I mean,
I'll
it's
get
more
to
of
it.
getting kind of a quorum, right? So we start like 11 o'clock and then find out we can't. I know you're out, you're there Tuesday.
I'm okay
Right.
with 10.
She's okay with time.
So if Ms. Williamson can come on the 10th, and then full finance would be there.
Yeah.
So like 11
That's fine.
or 10, whichever, but yeah.
Is that what we've unofficially decided?
We have, I think we have 11 a.m. on the 10th and Tuesday the 13th to be determined after other committees have met.
Okay. All right, and then that just leaves, Councilman Scarl, would you like to attempt to schedule environmental?
Yeah.
control?
Now, like 15 minutes before the public hearing on December 6th.
Sure.
Should give us enough time. So we'll do that on December 6th at, what time's the public hearing? 7:35?
7:35.
All right, so 7:20. Environmental.
You wanna play it safe and just say 7:15?
That's fine.
Yeah.
We can do 7:15
Okay.
if we end early.
All right. Does anyone on council have anything else they wish to bring up this evening? Okay. Councilwoman Heaton.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to reiterate, because I was in a resident meeting prior to this, that I don't have an objection for the record on suspension for 2022-120, although my vice chair stepped in and you know, made that statement for us.
Thank you. Anything from the administration?
No, Mr. President, thank you.
All right, thank you. Seeing nothing else, the caucus meeting of November 29, 2022 is adjourned at 7:59 PM.
Mr. President, you did a perfect job.
All right. By design.
And I would